official bryantland.com, official bryantland.com. Support the merch that supports the brand, official bryantland.com. What's happening, y'all? Welcome back to the channel. It is a beautiful but overcast spring day down here in Georgia. The sun's going in and out. I've already kicked up some nets just being out here setting up, but either way, it's springtime and we're going to do some spring work out here on a couple of the hunting areas that I got. Before I get into all that and give you the details of what I got going on today, make sure you hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and hit that bell, that notification bell. Share these videos. It helps the channel to grow. And as always, if you are not an organ donor, please consider becoming one. An organ donor saved my life, and you never know the life you may save by giving that gift. All right, now, as for today, not really turkey hunting, always thinking about the deer, right? So I got an area out here, I need to move some cameras around. I also need to trim, cut down an area around a feeder that I got. The grass has grown up and I thought it would be like a good cover for the deer for that feeder, but turns out it probably just really don't like it that much. So I'm gonna knock that area down. Then a little bit later on, I'm going to add a mineral block in a certain area that I want to try with the trace mineral block. I'm going to do that, and then also going to spray one of the food plots that I put in. If you watched the food plot video a few weeks ago, I'm going to spray a little bit of fertilizer to give that boost. We've had a pretty good rain, so got a lot to get done today. Like I said, it's overcast, but I think we're going to be all right, so let's get started. All right, so this is the area right here that I was talking about. As you can see, this big black box right here, that's the feeder. You see all the grass and everything growing up around it. So I'm gonna take a little lawnmower, knock that down, and get that area cleared out. Hopefully make the traffic, make it easier for the traffic, for the deer to get to. And then here you see I got this camera right here on the tree, but I got a stake, and what I'm going to do is bring this stake in, put the camera on the stake, get it a little bit closer. Hopefully we can get better pictures. All right, you can see how we got the camera set up right here over the feed area, a lot closer than what it was where we had it before. Also, if you take a look, come around this way, and you look at that feed area, a lot clearer, a lot more open, easier to get to the feed on the ground, and hopefully attract more deer now that it's a lot easier to get to. All right, so we're on to the next part of the project for today. As you can see, sun's come out. It's gotten a lot better than when we started earlier, but I'm sitting over here at Williams-Brice. I'm going to spray, like I said, some fertilizer on this plot. This plot is looking great so far in the spring, but I've never had a problem with the plots looking great in the spring. It's when it comes time getting through the summer and hunting season, but so far so good, looking great. Going to hit it with some fertilizer, then going to head to the back and drop this mineral block in, put some of that deer cane on it. Last year you saw what I did with that. You can check that video out. I'll make sure to link those videos down either in the description or in the first comment, so you can go back and check like that deer cane video out and what I did with like mineral licks and stuff. But like I said, first gonna spray this plot, then take the block over in the back and set that up and get a mineral site going back there. Crazy to see green on this food plot. I've tried to plant stuff so many times on this thing and it hadn't really worked, but so far so good. But we'll see. Starting to run out of juice here. We'll see what happens as the summer goes. See if we can keep some of these weeds down in here too. That's gonna be key as well. All right, we're out. On to the next. All right, this area back here, I call it Boulder Trail. Killed 2 deer back here. You saw the blind, but coming down here, killed 2 deer back here last season. It's been a very, very productive area. There's a scrape right there, big monster scrape that I keep fresh. This was the area where I fed, kind of dropped some feed, and then you see this big hole that's right here with this stick. That's where, hold on, let me get a little bit closer. Here we go. That hole right there, that's where I'm gonna drop the mineral block, and then put the deer cane, and then use that as a mineral lick. Like I say, they like, there's the big scrape right there, and they like to come up and down this trail right here. So good spot to set up on. All right, first thing we're gonna do, drop this 50-pound salt block. These things will last until next year. Just drop it right in there, right in this hole. I'll straighten it up a little bit. There we go. Come back with the secret weapon. Know what it is. They've been using it for years. Deer cane. Absolutely gonna drop some deer cane around this thing. Let me get my knife. Whew, wind's picking up. It's real simple. Just take the deer cane, pour it over this block, pour it all in this hole, making a great little mineral situation here. Douse the salt block. Got the liquid deer cane, and I'll come back probably in a few weeks and freshen this back up as far as pouring deer cane on these blocks, because it just works. Another thing that I got is part of a Christmas gift for my daughter, some cherry mineral, lethal addiction. I'm gonna take some of that. I don't know if the deer, I've been using it. Can't really tell if these deer like it or not, but like I said, it was a great Christmas gift from my daughter, very thoughtful gift. So I'm gonna pour a lot of that, some like right there on top of this block, and then right here in this hole. At least that'll get some good smell going. There we go. So we got that going. We'll see how these deer take to it. Last thing, well, first, let me show you up close how this looks. All right, so take a look at the situation I got here. 50-pound trace mineral block. Poured it with some deer cane, and then sprinkled some cherry flavored lethal addiction mineral on it. So good little setup. Got a little Kool-Aid top right there. We got the camera set. The camera's always there. And then we'll see what these how these deer take to this this block. Hopefully it'll keep them coming back more and more on the trail. All right, we made it to the end of the day, and this right here is simply the best part of the day, being able to shoot my bow. But after getting the things done that we want to get done today, clearing out a feeding area, knocking it down, making it more open for the deer to get to, feeding, putting in some pellets in one of the troughs, and then more importantly, getting the mineral site set up, putting down the trace mineral block, hitting it with the deer cane and some cherry flavored mineral. So I'm going to shoot my bow now, but in the meantime, in the comments, let me know what kind of things you're doing in the spring to get ready for that second week in September or whenever your deer season opens. Right on the money.